I'm Randy Reid, editor of the Editor Report, and we're here at LightFair 2023. We call this our C-Suite series, and I am sitting down with Marshal Miles, the CEO of Inventronics. Marshal, welcome.
Thank you, Randy.
We're glad you're here, and I think you and I spoke last time was at Light and Building in October in Frankfurt.
Right, I believe
now
so.
In April, you closed on the Osram Digital business. Finally.
We did.
Finally.
So we announced in June of last year that we signed a deal to acquire them, and a lot of work because it's a carve-out integration, so trying to build out IT systems and set up legal entities, etc. So we closed in on April 4th.
So I thought initially it was due diligence that took so long. But from what I understand and talking to your people, it's what you just said about the IT, as well as getting permission from different entities.
So, yeah, right. The approval process is fairly lengthy. We're a publicly traded company on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange, and so there's a lot of process that has to be gone through there for a material asset restructure. And they have to go through, review everything, approve that. We got through all of that lengthy process, everything was approved, and so we moved forward with the closing.
And you closed April 2nd?
April 4th.
April 4th, okay. So, since then, how's it going? How is the integration working?
It's going well. So a lot of work. There's still actually a couple more closings to pick up different assets. We own the business now. There's assets in different countries that will come online. So it's a complex process. 30 different countries that we're pulling in. Yeah.
Well, I had no idea.
Yeah.
30 different countries. So do you have like a team that is dedicated just to this integration?
We do. So there's a team dedicated to the carve-out integration, and then almost everyone's working in some aspect of it. We set up work streams for all the different functions. What does it mean to integrate? What does it mean to bring the team over? But for example, just making payroll in 30 new countries. Right. That's not an insignificant task. Providing benefits, making sure that we have banking relationships, that we have legal entities where we need them, that we're all set up for taxation issues. A lot of
HR?
A lot of HR.
HR in 30 different countries would just
making sure that all those people are onboarded onto the IT systems, setting up some new IT systems. Yeah, it's a massive effort with a lot of moving parts.
When you and I spoke in October, you were improving the supply chain. You were really sharing some good news that supply chain was getting better. We don't hear about supply chain all the time like we used to. So are things stable? Is that the right word?
I would say they're reasonably stable. There's still a few glitches every now and then, but nothing like it was, a year to 2 years ago. Some more capacity has come online. And anytime you have a perturbation in the market, it rings for a while. It's always an underdamped response, up and down. And we've gone through a couple of rings. We're now in a ring where there's a lot of inventory of finished goods in the lighting channel. A lot of OEMs are sitting on product, and so we're actually kind of on the low side where it's low for the component guys. So the demand going back upstream is low. Not that the end demand isn't there. And so again, it's just part of that ringing. It's settling out, but the rings are getting smaller and it settles out. So I think we're in good shape.
One of your former competitors, Universal, I learned that part of their problem before they closed was they had too much inventory of the wrong stuff. So they just ordered during the shortage, they built everything, they had it here and they couldn't sell it, and it tied up their cash.
Yeah.
So I've got to think it's very difficult to manage.
It is challenging to manage those cycles. You have to stay in contact with your customers, make sure you're communicating, make sure you understand what's in their warehouse. So staying tight with the customers, with the distributors is important.
So Marshal, if you have facilities in at least 30 different countries.
So not necessarily facilities. There's legal entities or people or some assets.
But you truly sell worldwide.
We do.
So you have a global perspective. What do you see about a global recession or potential recession, assuming Congress and the President are able to, pay their bills? Assuming that's off the table, how do you see the global economy?
So there's definitely been a slowdown. It's not nearly as much as I think some people had feared.
Okay.
And I wasn't expecting a big recession. So we've been moving along, planning for things to dip a little bit and level back out.
Okay.
And I think we're seeing that. There's definitely a slowdown. There are some concerns, and just the threat of concerns makes business people hold on to cash, right? They stop in spending, waiting to see how things turn out, and so just the threat of a recession creates a slowdown.
Sure.
And we're seeing some of that. I don't think people are going to stop using lighting anytime soon. So I think we're in good shape there.
Well, and you have a very big booth. I saw it was quite crowded. I went in earlier today.
Yeah.
Can you tell our audience just kind of one product that you got that you're excited about that you're showing here at Light Fair?
So first of all, we've sort of rebranded the company. You'll see a different logo over there. It's still Inventronics, but as we brought the Osram team into Inventronics, we rebranded the company a bit because we wanted it to be something new, so that both groups are moving into a sort of a new company. And so we actually pulled in the Osram orange into the logo. We refreshed it. And we're rebranding the company a bit.
I see it on your shirt right there.
Yep, right there, new logo.
Okay. So essentially, you kind of took the Osram orange from them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're in the process of sort of a brand equity transfer. Osram's a very powerful brand.
Sure.
A lot of trust, and brand is really a proxy for trust. Okay. And so we want to transfer that trust that people have in the Osram brand into the Inventronics brand. And so the new logo just makes it visually a little bit easier to transfer that. But the important part is really our commitment to quality, to reliability, to service. And that part of the brand is the same. But for the people who did business with Osram but didn't know Inventronics, it's important to help them make that sure. transfer.
Okay, last question. How is the show going so far?
Fairly early, but so far I've been pleased. We're having a lot of good traffic in our booth, like you said, having some good customer meetings. So overall, quite pleased.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right.